Okay, we are 8 o'clock. We will get started, okay? Today will be the last session for Python. And then we don't have the chapter in the programming essential. We don't have any topic there already. We pretty much finished whatever we want to finish for the John Lera's textbook. Okay, but what we want to do today is to cover more libraries. Cover more practical libraries, so that you know that how you can use a Python for extensions. Okay, so before we do that, let's actually look at the one thing. Let's look at this code.org. Okay, code.org. So code.org is a important platform for the high school students. Okay, we actually showed you before. So code.org actually provides some tool for Python as well. The first one I would like to show is, let's see, let's go my dashboard. Let's go my project. Okay. And then right here, you can create new project. So they are App Lab, Game Lab, okay. So these are the different labs, but there is, let me try to do this. There is a lab called org, Python lab. Okay, Python lab. So code.org do provide a Python lab. If you want to use this Python lab, that is available. Okay, so you click this one, it will lead you to the Python lab. Okay, and then you can do new project. You can. So let's actually create a new project. Let's create Python lab. So this Python lab will bring up the Python lab environment. So it's a environment that you can do your Python experiment. You can do console only or neighborhood. Okay. So if you do Python console only, this is similar to idle. Okay, this is similar to idle. So let's try this one first. This one is similar to idle. So pretty much you can put your Python code on the top and you have the run to run it. Okay. So then let's run this one. And your console had the output, just like your idle. You come up with some result. So your program is right here and your run result is right here. Okay, this one is the console only mode. Let me see, let me run it. And you got a hello world. Okay, so let's change the code a little bit. Let's change it. Let's have A equals 3, B equals 4, print A plus B. And then you run it. Let me have a space. I have a unwanted space. Okay. I have unwanted space. Let's do it again. So this one get a 7. Okay. So this one, you can change the name of the project. So here let's actually call test. Okay. So this is your coding section. Your console result is right here. Okay. And this one is if you don't have the graphic mode, you can also change it to neighborhood. Okay, so neighborhood you will have, you say here you have the neighborhood. From neighborhood import printer. So this one is a module, and then you will draw something on the neighborhood right here. And it also had a turtle and the rabbit mode. So it's very similar to Kotlin or JavaScript. Okay. But here we are not trying to teach you what is neighborhood. So if you like neighborhood, you can actually check Python neighborhood. You can search for Python neighborhood programming. There is a documentation for this one. Let me see. No. Let me see right here. You can actually, here you have a documentation by itself. Let's look at the documentation. So it teach you how to do this neighborhood painters. Okay, so these are painters. So you will get the available functions, and then create your painters and how to paint it. Okay, whatever. These are whatever you can do right here. Okay, we do not want to spend time to work on this. You can start it by yourself. So today our purpose is teach you a few libraries, something that you can use. Okay, so this PyLab, we don't intend it to go in deeply. Okay, we will do MLab later. Okay, so for those of you who do AP campsite principle, you know that we actually every year we teach you using this MLab, using JavaScript version, not the Python version. But if you do want to use the Python version, this Python lab is available. Okay, so what Liana is doing right now is to learn the turtle programming, and turtle programming eventually will come to here. You will have turtle here. You will learn everything for this MLab. What you are learning right here is MLab. Actually, it's a JavaScript version. So this one will be similar to your high school course. Okay, so this one is the version we are using. And the Python lab part, that's actually is Python lab has a similar environment. You can also do drawing, but that's actually for Python language is a graphic. Okay, so that's the first thing I would like to introduce. Now let's go back to this this one we call it MLab. So MLab is the project eventually you will use, right? So you actually right here you do have code, design, and the data, right? You do have a code, the design, and data. So for those one who use the code and the design before, like Belinda, you know that code is your JavaScript code. Design is your HTML, CSS. And data is SQL related database. Okay, so basically these are three components of a software: data, design, and code. Okay, and in some language they call it model, view, and the controller. Model is the data, view is the design, controller is the code. Okay, so if you look at the right here, you look at here, you say model, view, controller. You just type these three words. They are model, view, controller web page that you can see. Even here you have a model view. So here you have this real Python. Okay, this one do have Python model view controller web app. You can start it. Okay, so model view controller is a very basic way of developing the web tools. Okay. Okay, so when you do software development or website construction, model view controller is the way you want to do. Okay, and eventually when you do the project for for the for your final project for the MLab, you may need to create your data model. That is your database. Okay, that's your database. So we are not teaching you the database and SQL right now. What we want to teach you is the data space files. Okay, so today we will get started for this thing called Pandas. So we are going into different library, but the first one we will teach you is Pandas. Okay, Pandas, you have this tutorial. So let me copy this tutorial to you. You can later study this Pandas tutorial. So this Pandas is one kind of the data processing platform. So Pandas is for data model. Okay. So Pandas is very important. It's for data model. Okay. And then we do have these slices right here. We are going to cover the Pandas using this slice. Okay. So this is chapter 13 of our Python for data science, Pandas and Jupyter. So before we go to the Pandas, let's look into the Jupyter. Okay, Jupyter. So Jupyter, I'll talk about Jupyter first. Okay, because Jupyter is shorter. Okay, the topic is very short. It's one tool, but your environment already installed it. Okay, your environment already installed it. So first thing is that to use Jupyter, the installation we help you to install is not enough. You need to install one more thing to make it work. Okay, this thing is called pip install IPython kernel. Okay, you need to install this one before your Jupyter can work. Okay, before your Jupyter can work. So let's install this one now. So to install this one, let me show you how to install it. First, let's actually get a browser. Okay, your folder browser. And then you go to the directory you want to store your data. So this one, we go to your Python, and then go to the chapter 13 that we want to store data. Okay. I call it chapter 12. It's okay. So right here, you do create window R, and then there's a command line. You actually open this command line. Okay. And then right here, you are here. So you do change to the E drive. And then CD, you need to change to this directory. So you do left click and right click to copy the path and put it right here. Okay, so you are here, and then you do pip install IPython kernel. Okay, this word called IPython kernel, something like that. Okay, if you are using Macintosh, here you should use a Python 3-n pip install IPython kernel. Okay, this word is py is Python, kernel is another word. Okay, so you install this one, it should be fine. Okay, so it should be fine. And Jupyter, we already installed it, so no problem. You just need to use this interface. So you hit return. It will install the IPython kernel for you. Okay, actually, I already installed it. So anyway, it said that satisfied. It just means that I already installed it. It's okay. So that one actually is okay. Now let me tell you how to use the IPython. Okay. So to use IPython, and then here you got it done. Next one, okay, you install it. Next one, you actually would like to create a IPython file. So the IPython file is called IPython MB file. So it's a IPython notebook. Choose IPY NB. NB is notebook. Okay, so that's the file extension name. Okay. So to do that, you do this, you do let me create a file for A. A is the file name. So extension IPython no MB. Okay, so the file name is a.ipymb. After installing, okay, you go into this environment. Okay. In this one that's called Visual Studio Code, you go into here. So right here you have markdown, you have code, you have generate. Okay, so markdown, let's do markdown. So markdown you can do let's see, sharp readme, something like that. Okay, and then you keep it, and then you do another one, code. Okay, so this one, let me move it up. Oh, I'm sorry. So here, let's do this. Let's do A equals 3, B equals 4, doing A plus B. Okay, so this one is an IPython file, and then you code it like a Python, and then you use a plus code, you create a code. Create a code, and after that, you can hit this run execute code. Execute code. Let's hit this one. It's trying to detect the kernel right now. Okay. My computer is slow. You will find a kernel to run this IPython. So what it is that this one is like idle. You can directly run the Python code right here. And the whole document, because you have the markdown, when you print, you print out the whole thing to HTML file directly. That's the whole purpose of doing this. Okay. This kernel is too slow. Let me select kernel. So Python environment. Let me see. Let me choose a Python environment. It's a Python 10. Let's choose the Python 10.5. Okay, and then I'm sorry, choose a environment right here. Okay, and then you hit this one, it will run it. Let me see. Let me run this one. No, let's use this one. Wrong. It's pretty slow. I'm not sure what's going on. Something's wrong. Let me choose another kernel. This one. Oh, okay, got 7. It takes a while. Maybe my computer is too slow. Okay, and actually, you see, get a 7. So let me add some more code here, right here. Okay, let's do x equals 3, y equals 4, and then print x plus y. Okay. And then when I finish, let me run it again. So what happened is like here you are kind of taking note and writing script, taking note of writing script at the same time. Okay, this is so-called a notebook mode. Okay, IPython notebook mode. Okay, is that okay so far? My computer is slow, so Let me run it one more time here. I don't know why it actually takes so much time. It actually should come out with an answer pretty quick. And you can print this whole thing out you can change the outline as well, okay, and you can print the whole thing out to a HTML file as well. So let's just save it, okay, let's just save it and then actually get out. Let's go to text mode. Text mode to open this one in text mode. Okay, let's actually open this a.i Python notebook file. Let me choose another app. So let me open it like a notepad notepad plus plus. Okay, just once. So what I'm teaching you is how to create the Jupyter file. Okay, and Jupyter file is a Jupyter notebook file. Okay. And you bring up this Jupyter file. Okay, this is the whatever Jupyter notebook file you created. Okay, as you can see right here, the Jupyter file is what? What do you see right here? Jupyter storage data in what format? Can you understand this format? Liana, do you understand this format now? Can you see this IPython IPython MB files format? Belinda, can you understand this file format now? It is the same as a JSON file. Okay, it just put into the MB file, but when you actually, you can directly using some notebook file to print it out as HTML right away. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to show you what this file is. Okay. So sometimes if you don't like to use the Visual Studio Code, you also can use another one that's called Anaconda. Anaconda and then Jupyter. Okay, you actually, there are tons of Jupyter notebook using Anaconda. Like my son always uses this Anaconda version of the Jupyter notebook. Okay, but anyway, today I'm not going to go deeper into here. Okay, just let you know what is Jupyter file and showing you one example of the Jupyter. Okay, you see. Come, it doesn't still haven't got the result. Let me run it. Let me run it. Okay. This one go into the debug mode. It should run. Okay, it should run, and then it should go one by one. Okay, it got a 7. Okay, this is what it should happen. So each section with a node, you can run and rerun again. Okay. Okay, anyway, have enough fun on this Jupyter. That's not our purpose today, okay? We're quitting. Now, next one, we go back to our database. What I want to cover, the Pandas, okay? So the Pandas, you will actually, this tutorial is good. And we do have this whole thing to help you as well. So it actually will get started from import the Pandas, okay? So you import Pandas. Let's look at this example of import Pandas and read the so-called game.csv and the score.csv. Okay, this is a little bit too much right now. Okay, so series data frame. Okay, series data frame. So let's actually create a example and then get started with CSV. So before we do that, let's look at here. The purpose of Pandas is to help you to read in the CSV file as a database. Okay, so here it will teach you basic Pandas. So get started. What is Pandas series? What's Pandas data frame? How to read the CSV? How to read JSON? How to analyze data? Okay, these are the basic topic we would like to cover. Okay, so at least today we'll cover this data basic topic. So first one is that you want to import the Pandas and read in a data and then actually to string. Let's create this one. Okay, so first one, let's create a simple data.csv. So let's create a new Excel. Okay. So this new Excel, let's call it data. So this one is data.excel file. It's okay. We create it. Open it. Okay. So we will use the student and the score data. Okay. So let's create a simple table in there. A table with two series. Okay, two data series. I told you before, a series is the array. So here that has the name and the score, two value. Okay, so the name, let me make it bigger. So all of the phone, let me make it bigger. Okay, make it bigger so you can see. Okay, so the name does have the Arial and then 98. Okay, and then Brian. Okay, and then 74. And then third one, let's have a Carol. Okay, I'm going to create something very simple, okay? And then 56. Let's assume that this is a very simple table, okay? So we would save us because we want to use a CSV file. So it's a comma separated delimiter file, as CSV file. So let's just save it. Okay, save it. After saving it, you have the CSV file. Then you would like to read it to the Pandas. So you import Pandas as PD and then Pandas read CSV. Okay, this one, you will read the CSV using Pandas directly. Okay. Okay, let's actually go back to our Visual Studio Code. So come back to here. This one, I'm going to use a Window R, bring up CMD command. Okay. And then, I'm sorry. And then right here, we are going to change directory. Wait, how comes? Okay, let me move it down a little bit, okay? So right here, we are going to change the directory. So still go to E drive, and then left click, get the path, right click, copy the path. And then we do CD space. Okay, and then we enter code that. Code that is calling the Visual Studio Code at the current directory. That is current directory. Okay, so you create that. You actually open your current directory. So your current directory is right here. Is in the chapter 12. You do have the IPython. You have the data.csv. Okay, so you are here. So right here, you want to read in. No, we don't want to use this IPython file. Okay, let's create a new one. This one is called let's call it Pandas 1. Let's call it Pandas 1.python. Okay. So Pandas 1.python. Okay. So we go to Pandas one, the Python. Let's close the IPython file. We don't need it. Okay. So here you do re-import Pandas as PD. Okay. And then you do PD that read CSV, and then you have the data that CSV. Okay. This whole thing you read in. Okay, you read in, and you read in the whole thing, it will return something. It's return something it called data frame. So this whole thing, when you read in, you will put into a data frame. So that's why it's called DF. Okay, so this DF is data frame. So first thing, if we do data frame that two string. Okay, that two string. So let's actually look at it. Okay, a little bit you need to be paying attention to it. Okay, so this whole thing you need to assign it to a data frame. Okay, and this you would do with this data frame that two string. Let me see. It's called two underline string. It's the same as the C++ language. Okay, it's called Pandas two string. So okay, so that's save and that's run. Okay, so you see your table being read in, and then there is two data series, name and the score. And then there are three entries, each one of them got these. So this whole thing is called data frame. This data frame being converted to a string. So it's actually this is the whole thing is a string format. Is that okay? But the data frame doesn't look like this. Data frame is a object. Okay, so this one is the first thing we do. We in CSV file as a Pandas data frame. So what is a data frame? Let's actually go back. Okay, so this one we do have other things, but a series is a array. So your name, you have multiple element of the array of apples. Okay, and you may have another array that's called orange. So array and orange, these two things, two array putting together in the table is called a data frame. DF. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
So the CSV file is a table in Excel, and then we save it, and then we read in to Pandas using this Pandas that read the CSV, and it can be directly converted to a string. Okay, that's that. Okay, that's the first thing we do. Okay, that's actually the first thing we do to get started. And then let's see. This is introduction. This one. Okay, and then get started. You install, okay, that we already installed. Okay. Before we move on to other things, let's look at this one. You actually import pandas, and then you have a my data set. So it's a car and an array, passing and this. Okay, this one actually is a dictionary. So you can put a dictionary into pandas data frame. This one will also create a data frame. So you have two ways to create data frame. One is you actually put into the CSV table, and then you read in as a pandas data frame. The other one is you create a Python dictionary, and then this Python dictionary can be put into the data frame. So let's do the second way to do pandas data frame. Okay, let's do it. So this one's pandas one. Let's actually create another one. Let's call it pandas 2. So in pandas 2, you also import the pandas as PD. Okay. So now you need to have a student. Okay, and student is a dictionary. So this is student. I'm sorry. Student. And students is a dictionary. And this dictionary, you have the first field that's called name. Okay, second field is an array. You have a series. So this is series, you have 98, 78, 65. Second series is called scored. And you have another array, at least you have, oh, I'm sorry, this one, I make a mistake. This is actually the score. I mean, put in the Arial. And then Brian. And then Carol. Okay, this is the first series. And then score is the second series. So 98, 65, 78. Okay, this one should be common. Okay, after you finish this dictionary, so this one student is a dictionary. Now you want to put it into a data frame. So data frame equals to pandas.data frame. Is an object, so this like this, okay? And then you load your students into the data frame. Okay, that's what this one really means. You load your dictionary onto the data frame. So you can print the data frame directly. So let's do print out the data frame directly. So print data frame directly. And you can also do print the data frame to string. Okay, so let's do print. Okay, this one print. Okay, in the middle, let's actually have an extra empty line. So that's save, and that's wrong. Okay, so you see, if you directly print the object, you will directly, this is already converted to string. And then if you do toString, it's also doing the same thing. So these two actually deliver the same result. This directly printing the object and printing this one to string is the same. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
So this is the second way you create a dictionary and then put into the pandas data frame. Okay, that's the second way. So this one is the getting started. Okay, you do have that. The next one, let's look at the series. Okay, so what is a series? Series is like a table, a column in the table. So it's also like a one-dimensional array holding the data. Okay, we talked about this before. What is a series? Okay. Okay, let's pull down a little bit. So basically, you can create an array and you directly use a pandas the series to create it. Okay. And then this one, if it is a series, it should have a it is like an array. So you do have a label and then 0, 1, 2, and this comes with data there. Okay. Okay, let's actually create one to see. So let's do this. Let's actually create pandas 3, the py. Okay. So this one, let's do import pandas as PD. Okay. You do create something called, let's call it scores 65, 72, 44, and then you do scores will be equal to pandas that series. So you load in that score list. You load in a score list into a series and you do print the scores. Okay. Save and run. Okay, so this one is it will tell you it is an array of this format. That's a series. Okay, now let's look at the label. So to look in the label, let's actually do print scores 0. So this is the header of the array. Okay, header of the array. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually is 65. That's you actually score 0. You actually get the first element. Okay, I'm sorry. It actually is a list. So let's look at the label. Let's look at the label. Label. This one you should get the data. Okay, I'm sorry. This one you will get the first data. Zero, you get the data. Okay. You can also create your individual index using XYZ, okay, to map to the data of each element. Okay, this one I think, okay, we don't create that. That doesn't help us too much, okay? Okay, that's good. Next one, let's look into the data frames. So data frame is from dictionary and you can load it to dictionary and print it. Okay, this one we already did. And then you can look at the row 0. Okay, the row 0 actually is, let's see, row 0, you actually you can locate row and you can locate column. Okay, you can locate column as well. Let's see, let's actually get the first row. Okay, so right here, you actually get these and then you create a data frame. And then you may look at the first row. So you actually location attribute, PDF location attribute. It's using LOC. Okay, LOC. Let's try it. So let's go to the Panda 2. Okay, Panda 2, you do have this data frame being printed. So let's do this. Let's right here. Let's do print this data frames location 0. Okay. You will get this one, the first row being printed. Okay. Is that okay? So one more thing, you actually let's try this. So Pandas data frame get a row. So data frame get a row, you use location 1. You will read out the Bob 30 and this one, the row number 1. Okay, you will actually get a row, a specific row. Okay, and you can assign it to a row. Okay, and you can also use a location. Okay, and you can use I location. Okay, so I location or location either way. Okay, either way you can. So location you may use an index. I location is the integer location. Okay, so either way you can get a row. Now let's actually read a different thing. You can also read a column. Okay, so if you want to do a column, you do column 1. You directly do column 1. Column 1 is right here. So you directly use the name of the data frame. You should be able to do it. Okay, so let's do this. So your column is easier. Column right here. This one is actually getting a row. Okay, getting a row. So you can also do print data frame that get the name. This one would get a column. Let's see, that is saved. Because your name is right here. Okay, it's your data field. So let's run it. Okay, so basically your name give you this. Is okay? Hello?
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
No.
So this one, let's actually do this. Your name, so let's do names equals the list of you got the data frame, that name. Data name, that name is a column. Column is actually a series in Pandas data frame. And we can convert it to a list. Oh, I forget to print it. I'm sorry. I forget to print it. Okay. Okay, so it's become a list like that, okay? Okay, so that actually is a list. So what I'm doing is actually right here, you had a name and you have the name, you do have the score, you do have some name and number here. So you actually can load this whole thing into a Pandas data frame. And that Pandas data frame, you can extract a column, a row. Okay, either way, you can extract the data from this data frame. So data frame is a whole table. Then you can extract a row or the column for your computational purpose. Is that okay so far? And you may modify it, changing it, and then you actually write back to a dictionary, and then using the dictionary to load back to the data frame. Okay, and once you get the data frame, you actually first thing you can read from the CSV, and later you can also write back to a CSV file. Okay, you can also write the data frame to a CSV file. That's the whole purpose of using the data frame and Pandas to help you to process the data. Is that okay so far? Let's actually continue, okay? So this one, get a single data frame series, we get it done. Locate a row, we get it, locate. And if you want to only get a data item, you can also assign row 0, item 1, row 0, item 1. Okay, row 0, item 1. You should get a single data. Let's actually try in our program, okay? Try in our program. So right here we do have, let's go to the number 3. Number 2. So number 2, we do try location 0 here already, and location 0 is the row 0. You will get Arial and the 98. Okay, so that's actually assuming that we are going to get this 98 alone. So let's see. You can do read data frame location of 0 and 1. Okay, and that you will access the individual cell. It doesn't allow it. It doesn't allow 0, 1. Let me see, something wrong. Something wrong here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm missing one thing. I know I missed something. You have to do this. 0, 1 need to be a list. This, you have to use a index format, but this index need to be a list by itself, okay? So let me see this one. So this one I think is actually getting the row 0 and row 1. Okay, it do get the row 0 and row 1, 2 rows. Okay, I'm sorry. This one will get 2 rows. Okay. Anyway, that's actually using the location code to get the data. Now, let's actually do read CSV. Read CSV is that you actually read the data from CSV. We already did that, okay? We already did that. So you read the data to CSV, you can convert it to toString. Okay, let's write back to a CSV file. Okay, let's write back to a CSV file. Since you have read, you must also have the write. So let's do Pandas write CSV. So write CSV is data frame to CSV. So you have a dictionary, you load it as a data frame, and then you do to CSV as a CSV file. Okay, and then index equal false. Index equal false, they will not put 0, 1, 2 into there. Let's try this one, read and write. Okay, let's try read and write later. So let's see, let's actually try a example using this one is Pandas 2. This one is Pandas 2. Let's use the Pandas 2. Copy this whole thing. Okay, and then let's create Pandas 4. So let me put it over here. So you do create a dictionary and then you do load it to a data frame. So data frame equals pandas that data frame. You actually load your dictionary to the data frame. Okay. So here you load it to this one called load the student to the data frame called df. So students. Now you want to write a data frame to a CSV file. So you do pandas that to CSV file. So here you would open a this one is called it student CSV. Okay, and then index equal false. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is what I mean. Okay, anyway, let's save and let's run. Okay, what happened? I didn't wrong. Let me save one more time. So, and then let's run it. Something wrong? Pandas knows to CSV. Pandas know to CSV. Am I kidding? Let's see. Oh, no, it's DF. I'm sorry. It's actually the data frame. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It's a data frame to CSV. Okay, I'm sorry. Not a pandas. Pandas use the pandas that data frame. Okay, and then you read from CSV is a pandas that read CSV to a data frame. But when you have a data frame, you need to use to CSV. Okay, so you do to CSV, you create student CSV like this, and you can get out your here and open it by Excel. Okay, it's a CSV file. You can open it in Excel file. But this one so far it is no index. So index equal false. So this first index will not be created. Let's try true. Okay, let's try index equal true. So let me actually go back to here. Okay, go back to here. Let's go to Pandas 4. So right here, let's do this. Let's do data frame to CSV. Okay, this one let's do student x plus CSV. Okay, and this one let's do index equals 2. Okay, and then save, and then run. After running it, that actually go to outside. Let's actually go to this one. That's actually I didn't run it. Anything wrong? Permission denial. Okay, here let's actually close it. Okay, I think the problem is right now I open with Excel file, so Excel file don't allow me to write again. Let me close the Excel file, run it again. Okay, so this one also open. Let's go outside. Okay, and then the student X, let's open it. Okay, so this one index is true, you will come with 0, 1, 2. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So right now, what we are doing so far is you do have the CSV file. Okay, you read in using Pandas to a data frame. Okay, so data frame is a table. Okay, it's a table. And then this data frame, you can process it. You can also write back to CSV. Okay, so this one is using read CSV. This is Pandas that read the CSV. This one is using data frame that to CSV. So right here, you have the data frame, then you can do using location code to get a single row. Okay, you can using the location code to get a single row. You can also get a single series. Okay, you can also get a single series. Read the column or read the row. We already tell you how to do it. Okay. And also you can actually get the whole thing into a dictionary. And dictionary also can write to a data frame and come out. So this is the whole environment. You handle the data process using CSV and data frame and using Pandas tool to help you to make it faster. Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So that's what we teach you so far. This one using the Pandas, okay? The whole Pandas purpose is to teach you how to create a data frame and also to handle the data frame for your database, okay? And database is one part of your main program. When you do the code.org, there is a whole data section that you can use, okay? Okay, let's actually continue. Let's finish up this basic data frame part, okay? Okay, let's actually continue. So we do use this one. Next one is JSON file. Okay, JSON file. So JSON file is another kind of a database. Your data frame also can do read in JSON file. So if you have a JSON file, you actually can use data pandas to read the JSON file. So JSON file you read in, you can also use pandas to read in, and later you can also write the data JSON file to the data frame as well. Okay. Okay, so you actually let's see. No, this is not JSON file. Let me actually. Okay, let's actually create a JSON file. Okay. So here, let's actually create a new file. This one is called, let's call student. Okay, let's call student JSON. Okay, student.json. So this is a student that actually is a dictionary. So let's create dictionary, and here let's have a name, and then let's have the Daniel. Okay, I'll use Daniel. Okay, and then right here let's have the actually Edward and Frank. Okay, let's assume that. Okay, and then that has the score. $75, $44, $47. Okay, that's just create a JSON file. So this is student.json. Okay, let's save. Let's create another one called Pandas file. Okay, this one save. Okay, let's create a Pandas file. Okay, so you do import Pandas as PD. Okay, and then you create data frame equals Pandas that read JSON. And this one is student.json. Okay. After you read it, you got a data frame. So you print the data frame right away. Okay. Okay. So far, okay.
Yeah.
And this one is actually a data frame. Okay. So now let's actually let's see. Let's try another thing. Okay. So Python converted Pandas data frame to a dictionary. So there's a to dig. Okay, there's a to dig. So there's something called to dictionary. So you can do orientation index and okay, and then you will actually load it. You will actually load it to a dictionary. Okay. Let's see. So each dictionary is so you basically you have a table. Okay, you have a table. Here you have the name and score, and you have row 0, row 1, row 2, 3 data, right? So each one of them is a dictionary. So this one is a dictionary. This one is a dictionary. If you use the orientation equals index, then you go here one by one. So each entry is a dictionary. It's a student. A student is a dictionary here. Okay, let's try this one. So we read it in as a data frame, and then we will do student dictionary equal to data frame that dictionary. Okay, and here actually you need to do orientation, orient orient equals index. Now your dictionary is a dictionary, so you want to print it because you want to print it, so that's import bprint, and you do bprint that bprint of your student dictionary. Okay, so right here we add another one. You read in from JSON to data frame into a dictionary. So it's not one dictionary, it actually is multiple dictionary, okay? You will create a list of dictionaries. So this one is not single dictionary system. Actually multiple dictionary. Let's actually say this one. Wrong. Okay, it's like this. It's a dictionary. Inside a dictionary, there's another dictionary. So row 0, you have got this. Row 1, you get this. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, let's try another one. So let's actually try to use a whole loop. So whole row in student dictionary. Okay, and then you print this one, you actually have a row. So you print your student dictionaries row. So this one is a dictionary, multiple dictionary of dictionary. Okay. And each student by itself is a dictionary. So you print one row, that's one dictionary. You actually get the row 0. This student will be printed as a dictionary. It's name Daniel, score 75, something like that. Okay. That actually do wrong code. Okay, so wrong code, you do get 1 dictionary, 2 dictionary, 3 dictionary. Okay. And then if you don't want to run code, you can actually do another for loop. So for each key in row, oh, I'm sorry, student dictionary of the row. Okay, you actually do print key, okay, and also you would like to have a column, and then end equals nothing. Okay, and then print, okay. This one is students, dictionary, rows, key. Okay, let's try this. So you print now, name Daniel, score 71. This is one student. Name Edward, scores 44. Okay, this is getting the content of the student one by one. So let's do this. That's actually between the students, that's actually print an empty line. So you know that it's actually breaking for different students. Okay, here I'm teaching you when you read in the table from JSON, how are you going to process this data? Okay, process those data. No. This one green should be here. Okay. that actually between the student, not between the data fields. Wrong. One more time. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
And this dictionary, you can modify it, okay? You from dictionary, and dictionary can load into a data frame again, right? So that's actually, you have this student data dictionary. So that's actually put into data frame 2 equals to PD dot data frame. And you load your student dictionary into the data frame. Okay, that's the BF2. So that's actually to print BF2. Okay. Let's see what it is. Okay, now you actually is a table like this. Okay. Now this one actually we can write back to a JSON file. Okay, we can write back that data frame to a JSON file. Okay. So this one, let's try BF2 that to JSON using this one called students y.json. Okay, and then okay, actually that's okay. Wrong. Oh, it doesn't have the index. So let's try orient equals index. So student y.json, let's see. It will be like this. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so this one right back to a JSON as well. So today we teach you CSV to data frame to dictionary go back to data frame go back to CSV. We also use JSON sensing output JSON sensing inside the dictionary. Inside the data frame, you can extract the row, extract the colon. Okay. So these are the data processing part of the database. Okay. We actually try our best to cover every topic for the basic data frame. Okay, let's continue. That's the pandas. So we do have this JSON file ready. Okay, next one, analyzing data. Analyzing data, you read in data. They are also something you can do. They have the information. So the data frame has many, many more functions that you can do. Okay. You can clean, you can get the tail, the last 5 rows of the data frame. They are something that you can work on. Okay. But I think that one you can start in. Okay. And they are also cleaning the data. If there's an empty cell, wrong format, a lot of things, you can look into it. Okay, let's look into the plotting part. plotting part is that you do read in the data frame, and then you may want to plot it to the matplotlib. So read in Pandas, okay, and then you have the data, the CSV, and then you can do plot data frame and plot using scatter chart, S equal duration, Y equal calorie. Okay, so the whole data table can be used to do plotting. Okay, can be used to do plotting. So you have duration and calorie, and you will do plotting for scatter chart. So can we do this one into our student or not? Yes, we can. Okay, yes, we can. So that actually there's a plot that show. Okay, let's actually try. Go back to. Let me pick up easy one. Let's go back to Python 2. Python 2, you have this whole thing right here. You do read in a data frame called df. Now this df, we want to plot it. So let's do import matplotlib pyplot plus plp. Okay, that's what we need. And then next one, you have a data frame. You will do data frame plot, and then you will do kind is the plot type is scatter chart. Okay, and you do show. So this whole thing at the end, you will do plt.show. Okay, before plt.show, you will do, let me see. You will do data frame.plot. Kind equal scatter chart. You can have a linear chart, different kind of chart. You can look into it. Okay, so x will be equal to the name, and then y would be equal to score. So use your name as x, y, your score as y. Okay, let's save. So this one we added to the Pandas 2. Okay, so Pandas run it. Okay, is a 3 point. Is that okay? Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
So the whole table, you can convert it to matplotlib using data frame really quick as well, okay? This one actually show you how to show the data. Right here, we only have 3 points, but you may have a lot of students, a lot of SAT, a lot of GPA, okay? 200 students, something like that, and you can directly plot it. So that's what we actually learned right here, Pandas plotting. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay, I think this Pandas we have enough, okay? There are many other functions that can help you, but that's beyond, you should study by yourself, okay? Next one, what we would like to cover is the pyplot. It's a plotly. Let me check, okay? Not this one. No, let me just search for it. So here, plotly. Okay, let's look at plotly. So plotly is a Python graphic library. So you can make plotly to plot it. You can also use this one called plotly to plot beautiful plots. Okay. So before you use that, that's actually go to here. You have this directly. You can actually copy It is an open source free tool, so basically you don't need to pay. Okay, you don't need to pay. That's the good thing is that you don't need to pay. And then here you do get started. And then there's an installation you need to go to. Okay. Is a library and then installation. Let's look at installation. So installation, you just do pip install plugin. Okay, that's actually easy. So go back to your here. Okay. I haven't installed it yet. So let's actually open a window. Okay, right here, let's do pip install plugin. So if you are in the Macintosh, you need to use a Python 3 -n pip install plugin. Okay, so then you will get the plugin whole library. Go. Okay, I haven't installed it, so it will install the plugin for me. Okay, once installed, you will be able to use it. Okay, let me actually quit my whole environment to making sure that my Visual Studio Code later can access it. So let me quit it. Okay. I will reopen it until I go back. Okay. So it does has the support for Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook. Okay, a lot of things. So these different things you actually can uh, try to study. Okay, this partly is a very useful library file. Okay, let me see. Am I done? I'm not done yet. Okay, it's still installing. So while we are waiting, let's actually go back to this website. Let's get started. This one, let's get started. No, not get started. Let's go back. Okay. So let's actually try to let's actually use a simple basic chart. Let's assume that we actually do this scatter chart. Here is an example. Okay. So instead of using the Matplotlib, we may have this. Okay. So let's do copy this one. Okay, let's do copy this one. It's a partly express. Okay, let's copy. Am I done? Still not done yet. Okay, that's actually, I don't know. Let's actually bring up my code that, okay. So here, let's create a new file. This one, let's call it basic one.py. Okay. So it's a basic one.py. Let me put whatever I grab. So you import a partly that express as PS, and you get actually you get a scatter chart. That's it. Go. It's still going, okay? This is two plugins, so may take a longer time. So what did he say? So how comes it doesn't prod? It could be a lot of color, but how comes it doesn't prod? Oh, it go to a website. Let me see. Okay, one more time. Let's actually wrong it, okay? Wrong it one more time. It should directly go to the website right away, but I'm not sure why this time it doesn't work. Let me run one more time. You should make a prod and go to the regular way. Oh, it doesn't. It just get this whole thing, but it doesn't. Okay, anyway, I may have a setup problem for the website, okay? I may have a setup problem for the website, but this one, you can check the internet for it, okay? I'm just showing you how to use it. So this one, the whole purpose is that you will directly send the file to your website. But here somehow is a problem. Usually Support Express should work. I have it before, but now I'm not sure what's going on. It does not plug into the website. Maybe because my server is not set up right. Okay, anyway, some other time, okay? This one up to here. So you can study for other plugin, okay? This one can do plugin, and then you will directly plug to the HTML file. Okay, that's the purpose of doing this. Okay, but somehow today it doesn't go through. Okay, this plug express doesn't go through. I'll check it. Okay, I'll check it later. And this Pandas part, I think we already go through it. Let's see if there anything we want to cover again. No. So any questions so far? Okay, I think today we are up to here, okay? And then next week we will start to do web design, okay? For the JavaScript HTML part. Okay?
Okay.
Vienna, any question?
I think it's okay for now.
Okay. Any question for your course at school?
Well, so far it's not too hard, so it's okay.
Okay. Then see you next week, okay? Good night
Okay.
then. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.